As soon as the draw was made for the French Open, everyone was noting the possibility of the returning Serena Williams and Maria Sharapova meeting in the fourth round. One of the most eagerly anticipated matches of the year will duly take place here next week after the 36-year-old American and the 31-year-old Russian defied the world rankings and the tournament seedings to secure places in the last 16. Williams, who is playing in her first Grand Slam tournament for 16 months after taking time off to have a baby, bridged the gap of 440 places in the world rankings when she beat Germany's Julia Giges, the world number 11, 6-3, 6-4 in the third round on Saturday. Sharapova, who is playing here for the first time in 3 years following her drugs suspension, earned her place in the fourth round earlier in the day with a crushing 6-2, 6-1 victory over Karolina Pliskova, who as the world number 6 is ranked 24 places higher than the Russian. Williams and Sharapova will therefore meet for the 22nd time in what has been an extraordinarily lopsided rivalry between the two most famous women in the modern game. Getty, Sharapova won 2 of her first 3 matches against Williams, in the 2004 finals at Wimbledon and the year-end championships, but has since lost to her 18 times in a row. Their most recent meeting was in the quarter-finals of the 2016 Australian Open, which was Sharapova's last match for 15 months as she went on to serve a drugs suspension. I think there are a lot of things in Serena's game that she's done much better than I have, Sharapova said. Numbers don't lie. She added, I think any time you play against Serena you know what you're up against. You know the challenge that is upon you. Despite the record that I have against her, I always look forward to coming out on the court and competing against the best player. I will look forward to doing that. Williams had beaten Ashley Barty, the world number 17, in thrilling fashion 2 days earlier after coming back from a set down, but rarely looked in any danger against Giges. Although the 29-year-old German is a fine clay court player, she struggled to live with the power of Williams' serves and ground strokes. The former world number 1 took the first set with a single break of serve in the fourth game. On break point Giges played what looked to be a decent drop shot, but Williams not only got to the ball but also hit a rasping forehand cross-court winner off it. Getty. There were 3 successive breaks of serve early in the second set, with Williams securing 2 of them. The American went on to serve out for the best win of her comeback so far in terms of the ranking of her opponent. Williams delighted the crowd on court Suzanne Lenglen by answering questions in French in her post-match interview. I was very solid, she said. It was difficult because Julia plays really well, but I'm here, I played and I won. It's not easy, but it's different for me because I have a baby now. Sharapova beat Pliskova in her first appearance on court Philippe Chatrier for 3 years. Pliskova reached the semi-finals here last year, but the 26-year-old Czech was swept aside on the main show court by a flood of attacking stroke play from the former champion, who needed just 59 minutes to complete her victory. I thought I did a really good job of being aggressive on the return, Sharapova said afterwards. I was solid. I played smart. I think I did the right things. I was aggressive on the break points, I went for it. I took the match rather than her giving it to me. Petra Kvitova had always insisted that she should not be regarded as one of the favorites to win this tournament, and her unlikely winning run on clay finally came to an end. 13 successive victories had seen the 28-year-old Czech win titles in Prague and Madrid and reach the third round here, but the two-times Wimbledon champion was beaten 7-6, 7-6 by Anett Kontaveit, who has been making huge strides of her own this year. Edmund out of French Open after 5-set defeat to Fognini. The 22-year-old Estonian has beaten, among others, Caroline Wozniacki, Angelique Kerber and Venus Williams during the current clay court season and is now enjoying her best run here. She will next take on Sloane Stephens, the US Open champion, who beat Camila Giorgi 4-6, 6-1, 8-6. Kvitova, who returned to competition here last year after the horrific knife attack which she feared might have ended her career, said, "Anett played great tennis today and didn't really give me anything. She returned pretty well, though I didn't really serve as well as I had wanted." Garbine Muguruza, the reigning Wimbledon champion and a former champion here, eased into the fourth round with a crushing 6-0, 6-2 victory over a former runner-up, Sam Stosur. She next plays the Ukrainian Lesiatsenko. Simona Halep, the world number 1, beat Germany's Andrea Petkovic 7-5, 6-0 and will now meet Belgium's Elise Mertens. Caroline Garcia, the last home player in singles competition in either the men's or women's events, beat Romania's Irina Begu 6-1, 6-3 and will now face Angelique Kerber, who beat Kiki Bertens 7-6, 7-6. Follow the Independent Sport on Instagram here, for all of the best images, videos and stories from around the sporting world.